Cuba is a land where every street corner holds secrets, and every tradition defies expectations. This island nation is more than just its stunning beaches and vintage cars. It's a place where everyday objects like rubber protection have unexpected uses, and witchcraft is part of daily life. From bizarre traditions to hidden rules that sound straight out of a spy movie, we're counting down the 15 strangest things about Cuba. Stick around because we have something secret no travel guide will ever prepare you for. 15. Cuban weddings, dancing for dollars. Weddings in Cuba come with a unique twist on tradition. Instead of simply giving money as a gift, guests pin cash to the bride's dress during a special dance known as the money dance. This tradition isn't just about generosity. It symbolizes the support and well wishes of the community as the couple begins their new life together. In Cuban weddings, the bride often selects male relatives from the groom's side to dance with, while the groom invites female relatives from the bride's side. This communal dance reinforces family bonds and creates a sense of unity, making it one of the most heartfelt wedding traditions in the world. 14. Creativity, Cuba's multi-purpose necessity. In Cuba, are more than just a means of protection. They are everyday tools for creativity. Due to the scarcity of products caused by the embargo, Cubans have found innovative ways to use rubbers in their daily lives. For example, they use them to ferment homemade fruit wines, whereas they act as airtight caps that expand as the wine ferments. This inventive approach ensures the wine's quality while making the process easy to monitor. But that's not all. These things in Cuba also double as hair ties, fishing floats, and even as makeshift waterproof containers for storing small items. It's an unusual yet practical solution in a country where necessity breeds creativity. 13. No McDonald's, Starbucks, or CocaCola. Cuba is one of the last places on Earth untouched by the golden arches of McDonald's, the siren call of Starbucks, or the fizz of Coca-Cola. For decades, the US embargo meant that these global brands were nowhere to be found on the island. While the Coca-Cola ban was lifted in 2015, you still won't find a Big Mac or a Frappuccino anywhere in Cuba. Instead, locals and tourists alike indulge in uniquely Cuban flavors, like a frita, a spicy Cuban burger topped with crispy potato sticks, and sip on rich, locally brewed coffee that's as strong as the island's traditions. 12. Vintage cars, a rolling time capsule. Cuban streets are like a rolling car museum, filled with classic American cars from the 1950s. These cars, known locally as almendrones, are lovingly maintained and serve as daily transportation, taxi services, and cultural icons. Since the revolution and due to trade restrictions, importing new cars was nearly impossible, forcing Cubans to repair and restore these vintage beauties. Today, these cars aren't just a nod to nostalgia. They're a testament to Cuban ingenuity. You'll see everything from Chevy Bel Airs to Ford Fairlanes cruising through Havana, a sight that makes Cuba feel like a trip back in time. 11. No internet until recently. Cuba's internet journey is a story of delayed modernization. Until 2018, accessing the internet was a luxury that few could afford. Public Wi-Fi hotspots were rare, and home connections were virtually non-existent. Even now, internet access remains limited and costly, with many Cubans using USB drives and offline apps to share information. The lack of internet infrastructure isn't just a technological gap, it's a deliberate policy shaped by the government to control information flow. This scarcity has led to a culture where digital innovation is tightly regulated, making Cuba one of the least connected countries in the Western Hemisphere. 10. Cigar culture, the pride of Cuba. Cuban cigars are legendary, known worldwide for their quality and craftsmanship. These cigars, particularly the Habanos, are meticulously hand-rolled using traditional methods that have been passed down through generations. Each cigar undergoes over 500 manual processes before it reaches the smoker's hands. Fidel Castro himself was a fan of Cuban cigars and even set up a secret factory to produce a special cigar for his own use. Today, cigar festivals in Havana attract enthusiasts from all over the world, eager to experience the rich flavors that make Cuban cigars the ultimate status symbol. 9. World-class healthcare and medical innovation. Despite its economic challenges, Cuba boasts one of the most advanced healthcare systems in the world. It's the first country to eliminate mother-to-child transmission of HIV and has developed groundbreaking vaccines for diseases like meningitis and lung. During the Cuban doctors were dispatched to over 20 countries, offering their expertise where it was most needed. This commitment to healthcare has earned Cuba global recognition, proving that even with limited resources, a nation's dedication to medical excellence can make a world of difference. 8. The disturbing legend of La Ceiba tree. The legend of La Ceiba centers around a sacred tree in Cuban folklore, believed to serve as a gateway to the spirit world. Locals hold that the tree's roots are protected by restless souls, and if someone disturbs it without leaving an offering, they risk angering these spirits. This disturbance is thought to bring about misfortune or curses, making the La Ceiba not just a tree, but a powerful spiritual symbol that embodies the connection between the living and the supernatural in Cuban culture. 7. Ration books, a system from another era. Cuba's food ration system, known as La Libreta, has been in place since 1962. Every Cuban citizen receives a monthly ration booklet that entitles them to a limited supply of essential items like rice, beans, sugar, and cooking oil at subsidized prices. While this system ensures that everyone gets the basics, the quantities are often not enough, forcing many to turn to the black market for more. This ration system reflects both the resourcefulness and the challenges of daily life in Cuba. 6. Fidel Castro's name is off limits. In Cuba, the late Fidel Castro is a revered figure, but there are strict rules about how his legacy can be honored. In accordance with his wishes, a law was passed prohibiting the use of his name for public buildings, monuments, or any other forms of tribute. This decision was meant to prevent the creation of a cult-like reverence and to keep his legacy focused on his ideals rather than on physical memorials. In Cuba, state surveillance is not just paranoia, it's a way of life. The government is notorious for monitoring its citizens' activities, tapping phone lines, and controlling information flow. During the height of Fidel Castro's rule, even children were encouraged to spy on their parents. It's a chilling reminder that in Cuba, someone might always be watching. This unusual restriction on how a leader's name is used shows a side of Cuba's respect for its revolutionary roots that's rarely seen elsewhere. 5. Havana Club, the rum that rules. Havana Club rum is more than just a drink. It's a cultural icon. As one of the best-selling rum brands in the world, its deep connection to Cuban history is undeniable. Established in the 1930s, the brand has survived political turmoil and global embargoes to become a symbol of Cuban pride. The secret to its success lies in Cuba's sugarcane, which gives the rum its distinctive flavor. Whether sipped neat or mixed into a classic cocktail like the Mojito or the Cuba Libre, Havana Club remains a testament to Cuba's legacy in the world of spirits. 4. Tourism and the world of yineteras. One of Cuba's most controversial taboos is the reality of tourism. The term yineteras refers to Cuban women who engage in work, primarily targeting foreign tourists. While this may be illegal and frowned upon, it's still widely practiced in the island's tourist areas. It's a side of Cuba that no travel brochure will ever show you, yet it's an open secret among those who frequent the country's nightlife, often blurring the lines between love, affection, and financial support. Originally, the term referred to those who engage in jinetes, or hustlers, typically young women who date foreign tourists for money or gifts. However, this practice has evolved, with many seeing it as a means of survival in an economically strained environment. The allure lies not only in the financial aspect, but also in the genuine connections that can form. These relationships often challenge traditional views of romance, leading to complex dynamics where affection and transactional elements coexist. 3. A unique cultural identity, sports and religion. Baseball is the most popular sport in Cuba, deeply rooted in its culture and producing many internationally recognized players. The island's religious landscape is predominantly shaped by Afro-Cuban Santeria, which blends African traditions with Catholicism and includes practices like brujeria, witchcraft, as part of everyday life. These cultural elements reflect the island's diverse heritage and social dynamics. 2. Dominoes, a national pastime. In Cuba, dominoes is more than just a game. It's a cultural ritual. Families and friends gather to play intense matches, often with a side of rum and a lot of lively conversation. The game is so deeply ingrained in Cuban society that it's almost a national sport, with competitions that bring communities together. Dominoes in Cuba is not just about winning. It's about storytelling, camaraderie, and keeping traditions alive in the simplest of ways. 1. Cubas Islands and Cays, a hidden archipelago. While many think of Cuba as a single island, it actually consists of over 4,000 smaller islands and cays. The most famous of these is Cayo Coco, known for its white sandy beaches and crystal clear waters. These islands are a diverse paradise, teeming with vibrant coral reefs and marine life that attract underwater explorers from all over the globe. This hidden archipelago offers a side of Cuba that goes beyond its bustling cities and historic streets, revealing a natural beauty that is as untouched as it is. Cuba is a multifaceted destination that extends beyond its common stereotypes. From its rich cultural heritage and unique cuisine to its diverse landscapes and vibrant cities, there are countless reasons to explore this captivating island nation. Each visit unveils new layers of its history, culture, and charm. Now, we'd love to hear from you. If you could visit one of Cuba's hidden islands or try out a bizarre Cuban tradition, which one would it be? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey through Cuba's strangest secrets, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an adventure. As always, hope you enjoyed our adventure tales, where every destination has a story. See you in the next one.